So, this is mostly an experiment in attempting to use Steam's inbuilt recording. So I decided to try it on a game I've never played before called Flyknight, which is very cute. It's got a good art style. It's got pretty decent mechanics. One thing that doesn't really have decent mechanics, though, is Steam's in-game recording. Because as you can very obviously see by the quality of this clip, it's a little bit laggy, I'd say. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to get any worse when one dies or, other things happen, as you might think, but it's still not the best. I also had a lot of trouble attempting to export this, which is why frankly, this entire video looks like shit, and I don't care. So, yeah. It is the Steam window that I'm recording, because for some reason the files wouldn't export. So I had to go into Steam and then just play the clip and then record it on OBS and then port it into my video editor. But then for some reason it didn't pick up the audio from the clip at all, which is fine, but, not ideal. So this is actually probably my third time doing the commentary for this, so, forgive me if I get off track a little bit. As far as the game itself, not much to say. I have fun. It's also multiplayer and there's fishing, so no notes. As for the Steam recording, it does have another fun feature. In the settings, you can go in and supposedly save the recordings to any folder that you like. And I didn't want to navigate all the way through the Steam app, through the program files, through the blah blah blah, just to get to my recordings, even though they are saved in Steam. But, if they don't export, that's a different problem. So I didn't want to have them all saved, but they're saved in, very strange file formats. They got a PB, and they got your classic M4A, which is really awesome, and not at all sucks to convert to things. Also, in this game, I did not figure out how to actually fire arrows because I was so used to firing arrows in Minecraft. So I didn't figure that out until after I stopped recording, I think. Where was I? Yes, the files. Yeah, so I put it in a little file, just a file folder that I put on my desktop. And within the file folder, it obviously saves the recordings, and it automatically makes various file folders within that to be the timeline, the video, etc., etc. But the files that are within the file folder are also file folders, but then you look in each of those, and even though they're, labeled and supposedly would have a clip in them, and, oh, I died, all of those files were completely empty, which struck me as rather odd. Of course, I'm no developer, and Valve has developed some great games, but I would just say this needs a little bit more testing before people can use it in a really serious aspect. Because I was kind of looking forward to it, because I find OBS to be very fiddly and just not really, that fun to use. So I was kind of hoping I would just be able to export my clip and then edit it in my video editor instead of having to go through a whole separate recording service, but it seems like that's not going to be practical anytime soon. Or, who knows? Maybe it'll really improve and it'll be really great later. For now, though, apparently in this game I have not quite worked out how stamina works. I keep holding the block button, which is not really helping. Yeah, that's pretty much it about the Steam recordings. I hope it improves. If it does, I'll probably have another review on it. Not that my word means much, because I am just fucking around and finding out, basically. This game is pretty fun, overall. Like I said, we get to fishing. I will say, every single time the text dialogue with those little mushroom circles peeks out, I always would forget that they were there. Then I'd get jump scared by the noise because I thought it would be an enemy coming along. Because somehow I forgot every single time that the dialogue, well, quote unquote, made a noise. And he died. L. Also, the fact that they're mushroom circles and then you start seeing visions in the air kind of implies that you're on drugs, which, you know, pretty awesome if you ask me. I'm on shrooms. In a video game. Depraved. Anyway. Yeah, it took me a little while to figure out how these mechanics worked. I just don't play a lot of first-person combat games. A, that aren't shooters, and B, that aren't really like... I don't want to say this is Souls-like, because it's not very difficult, but this is the only kind of game that I've played that is similar to that, where you have to do a lot of stamina managing and dodging, although if there is a dodging mechanic, I haven't gotten to it yet. They do have pretty good blocking mechanics, and you can kick people too, which is awesome. Yeah, as soon as I got the kick, I immediately went to rebind it to R, because E is obviously interact. Because when I play Ultra Kill, I have the punch on E and then the switch of arms as R, so I thought I'd like to keep it close together. Another jump scare. Yeah. And this is another fun sort of feature on the Steam recording, where as soon as I got to the part in the video where I was replaying it within the Steam client and then recording it with OBS, I tried to change the keybind, and then the recording stopped playing. So I attempted to fix it a couple of times, which if I leave it in, you'll be able to see at the end of the video. But it did not work. It just kept loading and loading, and then I decided, okay, well, I'll close OBS and I'll try again to see if that's interfering. Still didn't work. And it continued not to work, and now I can't get it to play at all. So that was kind of interesting. So overall, the basis of this is Flyknight is fun game. And Steam, you need to please fix this. It would make my life so much easier. It would be so fun. Here you can see me attempting. I don't know what I'm doing there, actually. Also, when you tried to press play again, it did put you back to the beginning of the clip entirely. Which, you know, if you're trying to pick up where you left off, it's not exactly useful, because I didn't spend a lot of time memorizing the minute and second when it stopped working. Because generally, one would expect that sort of thing to work anyway. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's loading simulator for the rest of this game. So, bye!